morning children. Now we are going to start a new lesson, new topic in third lesson, Newton's first law of motion and inertia. See, in the second chapter we learned about linear motion. Then for creating a motion, what is needed? How we can set up motion? How a stationary object start moving? Of course, when a force is applied on the object, then only the object start moving. So a force is needed to start a motion. So many examples we can discuss. To move a ball, we can either throw the ball with a force or we can kick on the ball. Then it will start moving. Then if you are riding a cycle, you have to push the pedals of the cycle for the movement of the cycle. You know, bullock cart, horse cart, etc. That is stretched by the animal because of its force applied by its muscles. Like that, for starting motion, we need force. Then, what about stopping motion? Is any force needed? Take the example of a ball which is moving. Just apply force on it, then it will stop motion. Then, if you are not applying force on the ball, it will keep on moving. Once if the ball started moving, it will keep on moving unless a force is applied on it. Then for changing the direction of motion also we have to apply force. The same example of the ball you take. Ball started moving, it is moving towards particular direction, and if you want to change the direction, take the example of a football game. You know how the ball is moving on the ground. So for changing the direction of the ball, you can make a kick on the ball. That is again applying the force. So for starting motion we need force. For changing motion, changing the direction of motion we need to apply force, and for stopping an object also we need to apply force. Then if we are not applying force, what will happen to the body? If a body is in the state of rest, that is, a ball is kept on the table, what will happen to the ball? It will remain on the table only, nothing will happen to the ball. And if we apply force, then it will start moving. So we can get into the conclusion. If a body is at rest, it will remain at rest until a force is applied on it. If an object is moving and we are not applying a force, a frictionless smooth floor a ball is moving, it will keep on moving for a certain time. Why? Because there is no force to stop the motion. Then if the body is moving, it will continue to move with a same speed in same direction till a force is applied on it. With all these things together, Newton made his first law, that is known as Newton's first law of motion, which states like this: if a body is in the state of rest, definition you have to learn. What is the definition? Starting like this: if a body is in the state of rest, it will remain in the state of rest. So this part together you can learn. If a body is in the state of rest, it will remain in the state of rest. Or if it is in motion, if an object is moving, if it is in motion, it will remain moving in the same direction with the same speed. Direction also will not change, speed also will not change unless an external force is applied on it. So altogether I will tell you the statement of Newton's first law. If a body is in the state of rest, it will remain in the state of rest, and if it is in the state of motion, it will remain moving in the same direction with the same speed unless an external force is applied on it. So you have to learn this definition. How to learn one more time? If a body is in the state of rest, it will remain in the state of rest. If it is in motion, it will remain moving in the same direction with the same speed unless an external force is applied on it. Okay. Then, from Newton's first law, we are getting definition of two things. First thing is definition of inertia. And next is definition of force. So first we will discuss about inertia. What is inertia? One object is in the state of rest. The object will have the tendency to remain in the state of rest only. Then, if the object is moving, the object itself will have the tendency to keep on moving. So this tendency, by virtue of an object to remain in its state only, can be called as inertia. One more time. Suppose an object is in the state of rest. Object will have the feeling, or it will have the tendency to be there in the stationary state only. It will not move. And if an object is moving, then the object will have the tendency by virtue to keep on moving. And this tendency to remain in its particular state can be called as inertia. So inertia can be defined as the property of an object by virtue of which it tends to remain in the state of rest or motion is called the inertia. Then inertia is of two types. Inertia of rest and inertia of motion. I told you what is inertia. Generally, the tendency to remain in its particular state. Here, inertia of rest means if an object is in the state of rest, it will remain in the state of rest only. And inertia of motion means if an object is moving, it will have the tendency to go on moving. Then, how can we change the state of inertia or rest? By applying force on it. See, we are having a lot of interesting examples to discuss inertia of rest and inertia of motion of the bodies. Okay. So, one time we will just discuss what all points we discussed so far, and after that we will go to the example. We discussed that a force is needed for starting motion in an object. Then after that, if a body is moving, it will continue the motion until we are applying a force on it. And then we learned the first law of Newton's motion. And after that, from the first law of Newton's motion, we are understanding two things: inertia and definition of force. And what is inertia? The tendency of an object to remain in a particular state is called the inertia. And the next one is inertia is of two types: inertia of rest and inertia of motion. Okay. In the coming class, we are going to learn about inertia of rest and motion. So many interesting examples. Okay. Thank you, children.